This is how to make the best at-home cup of coffee with a French press. It is significantly better than a keurig. What you're gonna need is a French press, a kettle to boil water, a digital food scale, a coffee bean grinder, and of course, a good whole bean coffee. I'll have recommendations for all of these in the description below. Now, a couple key things here are gonna be, one, grinding your beans fresh. It's gonna make the flavor so much better, and I promise you, you don't know what you're missing if you're not doing it yet. And secondly, the reason we have the digital scale is so we can measure how much coffee and how much water is going into our French press. This is going to allow us to make really consistent cups of coffee. So when you find a nice ratio that you like, you're locked in and you can continue to repeat it over time. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I first heard of this, I was like, there's no way I'm grinding coffee every time I want coffee. But here's the thing, man. I hold a high standard for the things I care about in life. You should too. If you're happy with a Keurig and you don't really care about having good coffee, then fine. But if you give a shit, I'm gonna show you what to do. And then the last thing you need is water, of course. Now, James Hoffmann, the coffee goat, says that if the water doesn't taste good by itself, then it's not gonna make a good tasting cup of coffee. And I agree. As for me, I just use the water that comes out of my refrigerator's filtered water dispenser. I like it. Let's jump into the process. Step one is you have to boil water. I use an electric kettle and I make sure to fill it to about 0.8 liters to 1 liter, depending on how much coffee I'm making. While your water's boiling, let's go ahead and grind the beans. I have some fresh beans that I keep in an airtight container, and I'm gonna pour them into my burr grinder. A common misconception with French press coffee is that people will say you're supposed to use coarse ground coffee. I disagree. Personally, I grind my coffee medium, so my particular burr grinder is a scale of 1 to 16, with 8 being the most medium of all of those. I'll put it on about a 9, so just a hair over medium. I find that this works famously. So you have boiled water and you have freshly ground coffee. What do you do next? Well, you're gonna take your digital scale, place it down, and set it to grams. Most digital scales will measure grams, milliliters, ounces, several different things, several units of measurement. But right now we're measuring our coffee grounds, so we're gonna use grams. Put the French press on your digital scale, zero it out, and go ahead and start pouring your coffee grounds into the French press. This should give you an accurate reading of how many grams of coffee you're adding. Shoot for somewhere between 15 and 20 grams for 1 cup. I was doing about 2 or 3 cups, so I put in 50 grams of coffee grounds. Next, we're gonna talk about the ratio. When it comes to brewing coffee, typically a ratio of somewhere between 1 to 15 and 1 to 20 is used for your grams of coffee to milliliters of water. Every time I make coffee, I typically stay around a 1 to 17 ratio, right in the middle. Now, since we have 50 grams of coffee, I'm gonna ask Alexa, what's 50 times 17? And she's gonna tell me 850. Do the math in your head, use a calculator, whatever. But I do this calculation every time I make coffee because every time I make coffee, I don't have the exact same number of grams. So again, 50 grams of coffee times 17 gives us 850 milliliters of water to add to the French press. This is a number to shoot for, but if you go a bit under or a bit below, I promise you your coffee is still gonna taste really good. Right before we add this water into the French press, what we're gonna do is zero out our scale once again and switch the units of measurement to milliliters.
Hey, what's up guys? Chris from the future here editing this video, and actually a milliliter of water is the same as a gram of water. Like the volume to mass with water is the same, so you don't actually have to switch your scale from grams to milliliters. You can just keep it on grams the entire time, and it's gonna give you the same measurement. This does not work with every liquid, but it does work with water. So you can switch to milliliters if you want, but you don't have to.
Now that it's zeroed out, we can start pouring and watch that number go up to around that 850 mark. Only problem is my scale died midstream. So we're just gonna eyeball it on this one, but you know what to do when you go ahead and make your coffee. I actually had about 850 to 900 milliliters of water in the kettle, so I know that just by emptying it out, it's gonna be somewhere in that ballpark. So for this purpose, it works. Once you pour your water, you're gonna stir up the coffee and set a timer for 3 minutes. Now, what are you gonna do for 3 whole minutes? Well, if you're making coffee, it's probably morning time. You can go make some breakfast, brush your teeth, check your emails, whatever. After 3 minutes has passed, you're gonna come back to your French press, take that spoon and stir it once again, and then wait another 3 minutes. Again, you don't have to wait specifically 3 minutes. You can go a bit over, whatever, it's fine. But I find that about 3 minutes and 3 minutes for a total of 6 minutes gets me where I wanna go.
Hey, Chris from the future, back again, baby. Here's the thing, there's a relationship between grind size and the time in which your water and coffee are in contact. The finer your grind, the less time you need for extraction because, you know, there's more surface area of those beans and it can extract into the water quicker. If your grind size is coarser, then you might need more time. So play around with the grind size and the time that you like best.
Once that second 3 minute timer is up, go back to your French press, This time we're not gonna stir because hopefully a lot of those grounds have settled towards the bottom and we don't wanna agitate them any further. We're gonna place the plunger on top of our French press and depress it just a bit below the surface of the water. You don't have to go all the way down. Now you're ready to serve your coffee. You have a couple of options now. You can decant it into another container, allowing everything to kind of mix because, you know, if you have differences in the first pour versus the last pour and the strength of the coffee, that'll help you eliminate that. Or you can do what I do and just go straight to pouring and enjoying. One criticism I get a lot in the comment section is, oh, I see your coffee's gonna be really cold by the time that 6 minutes is up. But that's definitely not the case. I have a thermometer that I've put in before, and it gets around the 145 to 150 degree Fahrenheit mark at the time of serving, which is plenty hot enough for a hot drink. So not only am I saying fuck the haters, I'm using science to fuck the haters. Yeah. Enjoy your coffee. Cheers. My name is Chris Patrone. Thank you so much for spending time with me and watching this video. Hope you learned something and I hope you had a great time. And I'll see you guys in the next one. That's good shit, man. God, I love coffee.